Hi, I'm Katherine Collins. I'm the founder of Honeybee Capital and the author of The Nature of Investing. I am an investor and I love investing. For almost 25 years now, I've been an investment professional. I've managed multi-billion-dollar investment funds and also one of the largest research teams in the field. And through all that experience, what I've learned time and time again is that the best, most profitable, most sustainable forms of investing all have to do with connection, community, a sense of true mutual exchange and mutual benefit. For all of the great spreadsheet-oriented tools that I've used over time, it's that connected, systemic kind of nature that has really led to the best investing I've ever witnessed. As my own investment journey continued, I found that that sort of investing is being a little bit chipped away at over time by a little bit different form of finance that was more mechanized at its core, much more focused on transactions instead of relationships, more focused on efficiency, and what I would call kind of a lesser form of efficiency, just fast or just cheap, as opposed to something that was truly deeply effective over time. And there's a time for all those tools. They're definitely very helpful in their proper context. But they started to creep out of their proper context, and I found myself in discussions with my own investors where we'd have long conversations about all kinds of different statistics around, portfolio turnover or tracking error or active bets. And again, these are important measures, but pretty often those conversations were coming at the expense of conversations about what I was actually investing in and why and what benefit I thought it was going to bring to our shareholders and to the world. And that trade-off was something I was increasingly uncomfortable with. And then it turned out, after I founded Honeybee Capital, fast forward a little while, we're in the middle of the worst financial crisis in recent memory, and I realized, this wasn't just my story. This was the story. This same pattern was happening over and over again throughout our investment systems. And again, I don't think these more mechanized tools were bad, but what we were trying to do at the heart of it was just to control, to control for risk, to control for uncertainty. And by doing that, we created thicker and taller walls over time, smaller and smaller boxes, more and more structure. And we gradually disconnected a lot of our investment processes and activities from the real world. So over the years, I've explored a lot of different ways to engage with sustainable, regenerative forms of investment activity. And by far, the best tool that I have found, the best framework to use is biomimicry. At its core, biomimicry asks us, before we make a decision or choose a product design, to pause and ask ourselves, what would nature do? What would nature do here in this circumstance, in this context? How would nature perform the function that we're trying to perform? I have found that by digging into biomimicry and its 6 life principles, we have a really complete roadmap for recentering our investment activity in a way that is connected and, instead of mechanical, mindful, instead of focused on maximization, focused on optimization, instead of focused on ever more complicated synthetic products, focused on more direct, simple, elegant products that serve the same purpose in a much more straightforward and complete way. So the book, The Nature of Investing, takes each of these 6 principles and pairs them with a case study in our current financial world to show how directly relevant these principles are to investing activity. By the end, you see a system that is completely connected. It is reconnected with nature and with society. It is regenerative in the best and most complete sense of the word. And perhaps most importantly, it is resilient. Instead of being falsely strong and rigid, this set of principles shows us how to make decisions that are adaptable and changeable over time as circumstances change. So to me, that is the true essence of the nature of investing, that it is reconnected, resilient, and regenerative. If you agree, I hope you'll join me in exploring these concepts further.